San Francisco, California, has a rich and diverse history that reflects its strategic location, cultural diversity, and dynamic growth. Here's a rundown of its key historical milestones. Early history, pre-1776. The area around San Francisco Bay was originally inhabited by indigenous groups such as the Ohlone people who lived off the rich resources of the land and sea. They established villages, fished, hunted, and traded with neighboring tribes for thousands of years before European contact. Spanish colonial era, 1776 to 1821. San Francisco's recorded history began with the arrival of Spanish explorers. In 1776, Spanish colonists established Mission San Francisco de Asís, also known as Mission Dolores, the sixth of the 21 missions built by the Spanish along the California coast. The mission's goal was to convert the Native Americans to Christianity and secure Spain's claim to California. During this period, the area was part of the larger Spanish Empire. Mexican rule, 1821 to 1846. After Mexico gained independence from Spain in 1821, San Francisco became part of Mexican territory. In 1835, Englishman William Richardson established the first significant settlement around Yerba Buena Cove, which later became known as the village of Yerba Buena. By the 1840s, Yerba Buena had become a small but bustling port town, known for trade and its strategic location. American era and the Gold Rush, 1846 to 1850s. In 1806, during the Mexican-American War, the U.S. Navy seized control of Yerba Buena, and in 1807, it was renamed San Francisco. The true transformation of the city began with the discovery of gold in 1848 in the nearby Sierra Nevada foothills. The California Gold Rush, 1848 to 1855, turned San Francisco into a booming city, with its population swelling from just a few hundred to tens of thousands almost overnight. The city's harbor became packed with abandoned ships as sailors left their posts to join the rush for gold. Growth and development, 1860s, 1900. By the late 9th century, San Francisco had developed into a major metropolis, becoming the financial and cultural center of the West Coast. Its location as a hub for maritime trade made it a vital connection between the U.S., Asia, and the Pacific. During this time, the famous Transcontinental Railroad was completed in 1869, further fueling the city's growth and establishing San Francisco as the West's leading economic center. The city also saw a rise in its immigrant population, particularly Chinese immigrants, who came to work on the railroads and in the gold fields. San Francisco's Chinatown, the oldest and one of the largest outside Asia, was established during this period. The 1906 earthquake and fire, one of the most significant events in San Francisco's history, was the 1906 earthquake. On April 18, 1906, a devastating earthquake struck the city, followed by fires that destroyed about 80% of San Francisco. The disaster left much of the population homeless, and the city was rebuilt in the years that followed with modern infrastructure and urban planning. The Progressive Era and the Panama-Pacific Exposition, 1915. By the early 20th century, San Francisco had rebounded from the earthquake and entered a period of modernization and cultural growth. The Panama-Pacific International Exposition was held in 1915, celebrating the opening of the Panama Canal and showcasing the city's recovery. It symbolized San Francisco's rebirth as a world-class city and solidified its reputation as the gateway to the Pacific. World War II and the post-war boom, 1940s, 1960s. During World War II, San Francisco became a major naval and industrial center, supporting the war effort with shipbuilding and military bases. The city was also a key departure point for troops heading to the Pacific Theater. The war brought economic growth, and after the war, San Francisco experienced a boom in construction, urbanization, and population. In 1945, San Francisco hosted the founding conference of the United Nations, reflecting the city's international importance. The Counterculture movement, 1960s, 1970s. San Francisco played a pivotal role in the social movements of the 1960s, especially the counterculture movement. The neighborhood of Haight-Ashbury became the epicenter of the Summer of Love in 1997, attracting thousands of young people drawn to the ideals of peace, love, and communal living. The city also became a hub for anti-war protests, civil rights activism, and the emerging LGBTQ+ movement, particularly in the Castro district. Technological transformation and the Silicon Valley influence, 1980s present. By the late 20th century, San Francisco began to experience a transformation driven by the rise of the tech industry. With Silicon Valley emerging just to the south, San Francisco became a hub for technology companies and startups. The tech boom of the 1990s and 2000s brought significant economic growth, but also led to challenges such as gentrification, housing shortages, and income inequality. Despite these challenges, San Francisco remains a global center for innovation, culture, and finance. Known for its scenic beauty, iconic landmarks like the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz Island, and cable cars, and its diverse, progressive spirit. Modern day, 2000s, 2020s. In recent years, San Francisco has continued to grapple with balancing its status as a global tech center, with the social and economic challenges arising from rapid development. Issues such as homelessness, affordable housing, and the digital divide have been at the forefront of city politics. Nevertheless, San Francisco remains a symbol of resilience, diversity, and innovation. Its legacy as a cultural beacon and a center for social progress endures into the 21st century. San Francisco's unique blend of history, culture, and geography makes it one of the most fascinating cities in the world.